Thank you for joining me today. Welcome back. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for joining. Today we're going to be going through a classic from the 80s. Now, thank you if you followed and voted on my Instagram story. I put up a poll to see what would be next between Return of the Living Dead and Evil Dead Part 2. Safe to say Evil Dead Part 2 won by a landslide. Now both of the films I would have been happy to watch and review. This one here is a favourite of mine, so more than happy to go through it. I've got both the DVD and the Blu-ray version. Now, just quickly on these, they are both very similar, not a lot of special features. 30-minute making of on here, which was really cool to see Greg Nicotero discuss some of the effects and features, which we will touch on. So this film was brought out in 1987, so it's 34 years old. It was directed by Sam Raimi and starred Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell, being who he is, fantastic, loved him in it. Sam Raimi, fantastic director. So being 34 years old, I guess the big thing is, does it stand the test of time? In my opinion, yeah, it does to some degree. In others, not so much. What I mean by that is the direction and style that Sam Raimi brings to this film. Yeah, it's great. It's got that very unique Sam Raimi style, which you can see in his later films like Spider-Man, another one of my favorites. The style that he brings to it, the way he directs, comes across really well and shows his passion and love for the actual projects that he does. With regards to what doesn't stand up, of course, it's going to be the special effects. It's 34 years old. It's bound to happen. Like, special effects have moved so much further forward in that era of time that what we're seeing there isn't going to be comparable to today's efforts. That being said, the actual physical effects, like the actual makeup effects, like they're all physical, they're not CGI or anything like that, and they are amazing. And as I mentioned, with the 30-minute making of, like when you see how they did some of the things they did on the budget that they had, it was amazing. Like they took things and just, they worked with it. And there are things that you don't see, which when they point out, you're like, oh wow, how they did it that way, that's great. And yeah, it's mind-blowing, some of the stuff, behind the scenes stuff. So huge props to Greg Nicotero and the entire team that did that, because that would have been really tough work, and they did a phenomenal job. The effects, like I said, some of it is good, some of it just doesn't stand up, and that's more the stop motion kind of stuff. It just doesn't sit well 34 years later. Still classic. Now, next part. Got to mention Bruce Campbell again. He is Ashley J. Williams. Like I've said this before on other platforms. No one else could be Ash. He is Ash Williams. He's perfect for that role. That role was made for him. He is cheesy. He's B grade and so perfect for Ash Williams. When he starts out in the film, it goes from normal to crazed, and you can see that when he's dancing around with the furniture, laughing at things, and slowly he's losing his mind, but then he changes to heroic and he gets into that hero mode. Really well done, perfect Ashley J. Williams. It's an iconic role, without a doubt, and my partner, who was watching with me last night, she actually pointed out that she could see other films have taken from the way Ash Williams was portrayed by Bruce Campbell in particular. And I'd never seen this before, but Jim Carrey's role in Ace Ventura, and now I can't get that out of my head, like just some of the way Bruce Campbell acts in it is very similar to Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura. If you compare the two, you'll see. I can't get it out of my head. I guess the last one I want to bring up is Evil Dead 2 a sequel, a prequel, a reboot? Now, I know the movie actually says it is a sequel to The Evil Dead. Personally, I see it more as a reboot to create a Evil Dead universe, and I know that's a huge thing now with DC, Marvel, and Monsters creating their own universes. This kind of, I wouldn't say started it all, but I feel it did, especially going from Evil Dead 2 to Army of Darkness, and then Ash versus the Evil Dead, and now they've got another film coming out called Evil Dead Rises. I think they've done a fantastic role in doing this as a reboot, but like I said, it is classified as a sequel. I just, if you watch The Evil Dead and then watch Evil Dead 2, I can't see it working as a sequel. I see it as a reinvention, a retelling of the original story. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know, that's how I see it. Look, overall, I think the movie is great. It's a classic. Like, it reminds me of going to the VHS, the video store, getting it on VHS. It brings back those memories. Overall, I give this film, it's still a classic. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's the only downside is some of the special effects, to me personally, they don't stand the test of time, which is, you know, that's, you're going to have that. I feel everything else, like Bruce Campbell owns that film. Like, he is the main character, of course, but just what he brings to that role, it's like, it's priceless. It's an iconic role. Bruce Campbell is Ashley J. Williams. Ashley J. Williams is the Evil Dead. Not to say anything bad about the remake, of course, but Bruce Campbell. You know. But look, thank you very much for watching. I realise this has been a little bit of a longer one, but I would appreciate a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will do my next one, which is going to carry on from some of the themes of The Evil Dead in my next one. Be sure to check out my Instagram because I will be putting up a poll again probably tomorrow or the day after. See how we go. But look, thank you very much for watching, and like I said, please like and subscribe. Thank you.